9, 8.
You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales. Streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
2, 1.
Hey, how are you guys doing? Glad to have you guys back with us today on SketchUp on the Experience. Hope you guys have had a wonderful Labor Day weekend. We know we did. Now, we spent it quietly at home, but we did some serious barbecuing. Some nice little tender little porks that I did, and they came out really well. Well, actually, Mog did. And I made a good sauce to go along with that. Oh, God, really delicious. Lasted us for 3 days. And I'm full. I don't want to eat anymore, but we've got some big things happening this weekend in our neck of the neighborhood, where we set up a gallery with some of Mog's artwork. And one of those happens to be the Spectrus cover for number 4. And we're fortunate enough to have Kurt Zauer, the publisher for Spectrus and Sabanian, as our special guest here tonight. So we'll be talking with him, and hopefully we'll get Topper Helmer to stop by as well. He's the artist on the book, and we'll get a peek at him too. And what are we giving away today? Well, we're giving away a Spectrus and Sabanian blank that's got a Nexi sketch on there, and Mog will also be drawing. There it is. And we're going to be drawing another book, Vampirilla, not something that we do Vampirilla quite a bit, but we're doing another one to kind of stay in line with the theme of doing kind of like a vamp books in a way. But we're also going to be giving away. I'm also going to having claim sales, which is something new that we haven't done, but just for a couple of reasons. And this is going to be one that we're going to be putting up there, along with some other things that we have going on. So stay tuned. We'll be right back with our special guest, Kurt Zauer. Hey,
what's going on?
We have Kurt Zauer in the house. Thank you guys for coming back.
Master is here.
Yeah, Mog's master. Now, we have a lot to be thankful with Kurt, because he's is actually the first publisher that Mog has been a regular artist with. And so, he's not just our publisher anymore, but he's a really, really good friend. And we were fortunate enough to hook up with all the traveling that we do for the cons that we do. We actually hooked up for the very first time last summer, and we had a blast.
Yeah.
We had a really, really good time.
Yeah.
We didn't make that much money, but we had a good time.
Now I've heard that the show's a little better now, and so you guys are certainly always welcome to come out. And you should. I'm telling you, you should give C2E2 a shot.
Okay, well, I've been trying to get out to like C2E2 and Emerald City, and we actually got into Emerald City, but there was a confusion about our entry into that, so we weren't able to go in. So hopefully we'll get into C2E2 next year. We'll see. We've already applied for Chicago Fan Expo, and I wasn't planning to go there, but then we have a couple of advantages going in there for next year, where a lot of our expenses are being taken care of. So it became fortunate for us. And then after the weekend after that, hopefully, if everything goes out, we'll be in Canada. And that's the first time that we're going to be going there, and I'm announcing it for the first time as well. So this way we'll be taking care of those two cons in one trip. They're kind of close together, so that makes it convenient for us.
Yeah. Canada, is it Toronto?
Fan Expo Canada.
Okay.
I'm not sure what city that's in, though.
If it's Toronto, it's about a 10-hour drive. So. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm not sure where the Canada one in. I don't remember if that's Quebec or where that's going to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't I applied for it. I haven't quite figured out the logistics of it. I think it's kind of close to one of my aunts, so that's
Oh.
one reason why I applied to there, hoping I can stay with her.
There you go.
If she still remembers you.
Oh, that girl loves me, man.
The aunt? You call the aunt the girl?
Yeah, I call her girl. She's fairly young, not that much older than me. Yeah, but yeah. So hopefully that will be anyway. But yeah, if you guys ever see us at the cons, we love to have a good time. I want to make sure that it's not just all work, and that we do have some play to a certain degree. And JD, I think I sent you some of those pictures you can bring out of Kurt and us at the con last year. If you can show those quite a bit. Yeah, there we are.
There we go.
That was at Henri's office, and we were doing a little what was it, a pop-up show that we did for him there. And for some reason, if you notice, Kurt and I, this wasn't planned, but we had the same haircut.
Yeah,
Coming out of COVID, we got the same haircut.
you look different.
Yeah. Wow.
I think you look better with longer hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
really
tells me I
must
look
have
better
done
with
that
longer hair, and I say the same thing to her too.
Yeah. I let it grow out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now, so.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We
That's
love to
too
eat.
much.
You know, There's Rob Monterey is there. My friend Louis on Wu is there. Yeah. So yeah, we love to eat. Eating still. Okay. Oh, that the way I don't even remember the waitress jumping into that shot. Oh, there's what's his name? Tony Moy is in that shot.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, so we like to have a good time. You guys are welcome. Uh, if you guys see us at the show, just let me know. And we love getting together. We got a big plan for Hawaii. That's in the works already. If you guys haven't seen the announcement for that, February 23, 24, 25. And I've already working on setting up a private dinner for the night before that whole thing begins, and I'm asking to see who wants to get in. Last time we had like 20 people. This one looks like we'll have like 40 people already. We're getting close to 20 on.
That's a private dinner.
If
it's 40, then
I call it a private dinner because we're going to be in a private room, and it's even though I'm like sending invitations out, I'm also accepting people that want to go. Right, so of course then the people I send out invitations to, they kind of like have like first crack. But I do have slots for people that will come to join us, because that's kind of like open to some of the fans that we have there, and it's a great way to just hang out, eat, have a good time, and that's what us Hawaiian boys like to do. So, yeah.
Steve says, "Hey, Mel and Mog especially, especially me."
Well, of course, they're here for you.
Yeah.
Okay, great to see Stevie B is there. Robin is there.
What's up, Steve? Oh my God, Robin! Hello.
Yeah. Okay. And hey, and Stevie, I'll get back to you about last week's drawing. Right. So don't worry, I haven't forgot you. I got you a little bit on the back burner, but we will get to that.
I've been working on this. I don't know if you can see it, but shit. Wait, I'm not supposed to swear. It's
But anyway, if you want to, Mog will be drawing like I said, we're going to be giving away the Spectrus and Sabanian blank cover. If you want to get in on that drawing and have a chance to win, type in #EXP SketchUp, and that'll put you into the running to have a chance to win that. Okay.
Can I see this? It's kind of hard to see, but it's like
Okay. This
big
is
piece. So this is the moment. I don't know if anybody ever saw The Last Unicorn. It's a sad animation.
yeah. So this is a piece that she works
is
on
her.
her extra time.
She turned into a human, and this is a moment where it's irreversible. Like she has one chance to go back, I think. So it's almost touching in this kind of a ethereal moonlight type of story. But I wanted to capture that strange Was it the innocence?
Yeah, well,
The lost innocence?
Mhm.
Like, there's a tragedy kind of behind this. But yeah. Silvery is what I was going for, yeah.
Okay. All right. And the Mog is drawing a Vampirilla today, and the starting bid on that is we're starting low at 25. So if you want to bid on that, you can just type in Vampirilla 25. Okay. Now you saw the giveaway that we're doing, which is on a Spectrus and Sabanian blank cover. We have a second one as well.
Ooh,
Okay, that's the one that we're giving away. And you enter in # EXP SketchUp, and that'll get you running. The other blank cover we have is
Wow.
this. Another Spectrus and Sabanian blank cover. And this is a Nexi, again,
Yeah.
who's cosplaying Vampirilla of all characters.
there we go.
Oh shit. That's,
Whereas in the one that we're giving away, it's a Nexi cosplaying, which one is it? Sailor Moon.
Oh,
I think
Sailor Moon.
JD said to hand this over to show. It's a work in progress. But surprisingly, a
Okay,
lot of
this is
people
a
they say
better
they
look.
know the
Better
last
looking
unicorn and they
cover.
loved it.
And a light still. Can't really see too well.
It's kind of dim, but you guys get the idea.
That's
Yeah.
But anyway, so if you want to get that, yeah, Steve, he knows that Mog likes to draw cats, but she claims she's a dog lover. I haven't seen too many dogs in her drawings. There have been, but I've seen a lot more cats.
They're funny.
Yeah. But anyway, back to this. I'm actually playing cosplaying Vampire. If you want this, you can just claim this. It is 150. Originally, we had it for 250, so this is a special today.
That's
Just
like,
because we have Kurt Zauer on the show.
oh yeah, of course.
We want to make it special. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's kind of like what we've got going on with some of the shows and what we've done in like Kurt. But like I said, Kurt, we were fortunate enough to hook up with Kurt for, I think it's like 4 years now that we've been with Kurt, and we've got several things that Mog is working with Kurt on. She's been doing the covers for Spectrus and Sabanian for issues 2, 3, and 4. And JD, if you can show those up on there. 2, 3, and 4. There, that's number 2. That's the very first one. Now they've been in a format of like a tarot card, and that's the first
Strength.
one. And then that's the fourth one. But
That's
that
John
one's my favorite. Actually, I actually like that one. And that one is actually being displayed in a gallery that's going to start up this weekend here in Los Angeles. So
Dude.
we're really proud of that.
When we walked to the LA downtown yesterday, it was so ghetto. Do you remember the urine benches and the whole street was littered with strange people?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
that is kind of like typical in a downtown area. So, it is not, it is in a little bit of a sadder part of town, but right, not too far away is the the better side of it, where you have the better shops and the malls. You could practically walk there. I actually used to walk around there all the time when I had a retail shop, because I would go there to do a lot of shopping. But anyway, so those were the covers for Spectrus and Sabanian that Mog has worked on. Okay, and it's a very, very interesting book because it is about a Nexi who is the former assassin of Cleopatra, and that was the line that really caught my attention onto the book. But you know what? I've been doing a lot of talking. In fact, I've been doing practically all the talking right now. Kurt, why don't you tell us a little
Yeah.
more about that story from your end?
No, it's been a great series so far. It's like my passion project, and now now that universe is expanding, as you know, with Ruxy. But I'll talk about Spectrus and Sabanian. Yeah, it's I love ancient Egypt and the mythology and the art and the history. So I wanted to have a hero from that time. But I don't want to do a strictly historical piece. So it's this ghost. Um, uh, she was made a ghost when she was defending Cleopatra against the Roman invasion, and has lived into the modern era. So she's kind of got this yearning to rejoin the world of the living again and find purpose, and kind of tell Cleopatra's story from her point of view. Yeah, and we're into 4 books so far. Mog has done some amazing covers for issues 2. I'm wearing the T-shirt for issue 2 right now, for 2, 3, and 4. And each of those has been a separate tarot card. And she really works a ton of detail and symbology and just amazing images into each card really and the emotion she reflects in the covers really reflects that piece of the story, that particular issue. So I've been real lucky to work with Mog, and she's got a lot of talent. So I snatched her up for Ruxy Vampire as well. So she's going to be cranking away on that for me too. So lots of things in the pipe right now in the works. Issue 5 of Spectrus and Spanions in the works, and issue 1 of Rexy Vampire is in the works. And Mog is going to be doing the interiors on that, and of course a cool cover. And she will also be doing a cover for issue 5 of Spectrus and Sabanian. We still got to talk, which we've had a few light discussions on what that tarot card might be. And we've also talked a little bit about doing a reissue of issue 1. Issue 1 is the only issue that Mog has not done a cover for. So that is my first one. I did an alternate cover with Chris Enot on that, and she's done every other cover. So we kind of thought it would be cool for her to have an entire series 1 through 5 for this first arc, and of course issue 6 too. So we were discussing that a little bit too, and that could be fun. I've got an idea for the card to fit the mood of that issue, but I know Mog's busy. She's got a lot on her plate, so.
I know, because when we put the comics out at the shows that we go to, right, and we're displaying Spectrus 2, 3, and 4, and we don't have a 1, and people ask us, do you have a 1, And
we
I
got to
said,
fix that.
no, but I've been telling them now that we are going to get ones back in, so now they can get a complete set with all of Mog's covers. Yeah, so that was great to hear and talk about. So I'm glad that's something that's a direction that you want to go in, Kurt, because you've got some pretty good artists that have worked on your series, and it is amazing to see the work that they've done. You've got Chris Enot, Toffer Helmer on there as well, and they seem to be working really well for you. And in this story arc, right? Because we're out at issue 4 now, right? How many more issues are left for this story arc?
This story arc will wrap up on issue 6.
So there's 2 more. Wow,
two more to go.
That's a good one. Now most series will end at 4. Is there a reason why you went to 6?
I don't know. There's a lot of story to fit in. This first story arc is kind of her initial push into rejoining the world of living, and kind of all the good and bad things that happen along with that. So, I wanted to. I never really wanted to limit myself to a book count or a page count. I mean, really, because with Kickstarter and being an indie creator, I have the freedom, to make it as long or as short as I need. So I think if we do 6 issues, then that would make a great trade, a good solid trade, and a nice hardcover too. So
Nice. Yeah,
yeah,
and you know what? And the thing that I always, one of the things that I always get concerned about is that when I'm reading a book, that if it gets like too wordy, right? And a lot of the writers coming into the independent uh, uh, side of the industry tend to do that. They get like really wordy, but
Yeah.
yours hasn't been that way, and so
No.
it has like a nicer flow and rhythm, and the timing is better. So I've been like enjoying that in reading these issues, right? And
well, I've been
sometimes people will think that, okay, well, it's 6 issues, oh, it must be like really really wordy, but I can tell you it doesn't, right? So this is something that you guys should pick up on if you're into
Yeah.
Egyptology, supernatural, the horror, uh, the intrigue with the assassins and demons. There's a lot going on in this story that makes it really really interesting.
well.
I
Thank
think it's because maybe Kurt, did you watch a lot of action movies growing up and you realize nobody really talks when you're in action as much?
Yeah, well, I know in the superhero genre, there's always the punch being thrown with a huge dialogue bubble, which is fine, But when I get to the action, I like to, with certain, I know Mog. We have an action scene coming up in our book, which I'm very excited about. But
I
but
read that scene.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be
Um,
wild.
so but with Topper's art too, I try to kind of uh, write to the, now that I kind of know the way Topper works and the way his art works, I try to minimize. I mean, he likes big, bold, really solidly packed panels, so I don't want to cover too much of that up, and the action is the fun part. You gotta have a little exposition, and people gotta follow the story, but when it's time for action, it's time to let the art shine, so um, yeah, and thank you for that, Mel. Honestly, that's something I agonize over. Am I being too wordy? Maybe in my first 2 issues, I was a little too wordy. It's something I think about, and I kick myself a little bit over. But if that's actually very nice to hear that I'm
Hmm.
not being too
But
wordy in my
it's
story.
also what I actually kind of like come to enjoy as well is watching how the writers progress, right? And because you can see growth from when they write the first issue to the next, right? They're actually learning in leaps and bounds, right? As you go, because the amount of time that you have between the issues there gives you quite of a lot of room to absorb new things that you're figuring out, right?
Mhm.
I get the same way too when I read like books, like the guy that wrote The Witcher, right? If you read his first 2 or 3 novels of The Witcher, right, it is very, very choppy. Okay, and then as he continues, though, it's gotten way better from when
Okay.
he did those books like almost like 30 years ago now, right?
Okay.
And same thing with the guy that kind of forgot his name, R.A.O. Salvatore, who wrote so many novels on Drizzt,
Right. Right.
my favorite books to read. Same thing with him, right? If you compare his first novel to the way how he writes now,
Yeah.
there is such a big difference, right? And it's great to see that growth. Okay, and not just that, but on a franchise that has actually continued to grow and uh, in the market and with the customer base, right? And I honestly believe that can happen here with your books, Kurt. Yeah. And we see that with other people as well. A good example again would be Brian Pulido. Everybody sees what he's done with his Lady Death series, and I
Yeah.
can tell you that uh, when he started writing Evil Ernie, And he didn't have the resources like we do now, but he would go around to the shows. And I was actually at a show that I was doing on a regular basis here in LA. When Brian Pulido comes in, he was this scrawny looking, skinny white kid with long hair, yelling at the he wasn't even at the front of the show. He was at the back, yelling, "Hey, everybody, my name is Brian Pulido, and I wrote this book, Evil Ernie, something that I just wanted to do and have fun with. And I hope you guys can like support me so I can continue to write this."
Wow.
And that started his empire.
That's crazy. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But again, with same thing with him. You know, you read his first issue compared to like how he's writing now. It's gotten way better. You know, so it's not just the growth in the characters that we read, but it's also the growth in the people that are involved with the creativity of the book that makes it exciting to watch and see how it grows. You know, now some people won't have the patience for that, but if you're like me, you get a lot more enjoyment out of it, seeing both things happen. So I'm here and happy to be on the starting ground of Spectrus and Sabanian.
Yeah. It's been so much fun so far, and I've got plenty of ideas. You know, plenty of places to go, things to do, and nasty villains, and
well, you know what? For a guy, you don't really travel and fly that much. In fact, I don't remember any cons. But even with that, you're out there. You're out. God, it seems like almost every weekend there's a con that you're going to and plugging your books and go, dang, this guy is everywhere.
I try, any show in probably a 6 or 8 hour radius of where I'm at here. Yeah, I'm there.
How many shows do you think you're doing every year?
This year it looks like I think it'll be 14. And
wow.
I think I did about the same 12, but usually about a dozen, 12, 14, 15, depending. Mm-hmm. Well, I missed, what bugged me is I missed Janet.
I know.
Because I got sick. And I heard the show was not fantastic, but still much better than last year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I heard the same thing too. And I had a feeling it would be, because when I looked at the lineup for that show, it was better than last year.
Yeah.
So I could see that having more of a pull, and from what everybody was telling me, that that it was busier than last year, and they were happy to do that. In fact, the friends that we have there, they were actually looking for you, Kurt, and asking me, "How come Kurt isn't here?" I said, he got COVID. I said,
that was so.
They really wanted to see you.
It was so frustrating. Yeah, definitely.
I know. I know how that feels when you have to cancel out, and just because and especially when it's in your backyard.
Yeah, 20 minutes from where I live. So, big disappointment. But I'll do that show again next year, and I have no doubt it'll be even better next year. And I'll stay on that one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And we'll definitely hook up there again. All right. Anyway, we will be taking a break right now, and don't go away. Okay. We've got a lot more things.
Also,
to cover. Yes.
Don't forget to like and share. Whoa.
Right.
Like,
share, and follow the experience.
Even if
that follow button.
Even if you don't do the like and you don't want to, like sometimes I do that, you can press the share in the YouTube, and just copying the link alone is considered sharing. So you don't even have to copy and paste it anywhere. Just that actually helps the algorithm. So if you guys can do that, that would be great.
Right. Very good. Very good. But anyways, don't go away. We'll be right back. Okay? We'll see you guys.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.
Comic Collectibles is a pretty straightforward show. You got Rex here. He sells the comics. And you got Rock and Robbie. He knows about the comics. And finally, John, well, no one really knows what John does. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, but he just keeps showing up. Come to think of it, I don't even really know how he gets in here. Anyway, awesome comics, rare books, rarer signatures, slabbed books, and amazing cover sketches by Ken Hazer and others. Simple formula: you want the comics, you buy the comics. To sum up, Rex sells the comics, Robbie knows the comics, and John, who might possibly be a ghost. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever seen him show up or leave? Comic Collectibles with Rex and John, Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales. To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds, a promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
According to a statistic that I just made up, people spend 4 hours a day changing the television channel. People who watch The Experience don't do that. Save yourself a ton of time by tuning into The Experience and enjoying our new original programming 7 days a week. And then tell your friends. Think about the money they could save on batteries in the remote alone just by tuning into The Experience. Find out more by scanning the QR code below.
Hey, how's everybody doing? Thanks for coming back. Our special guest tonight is our good friend. Who is this guy? I'm kidding. This is Kurt Zauer, publisher for KG Comics, who's putting out Spectres and Sabanian, that Mog has been a cover artist for a few years now, and they're also working on another book together. Okay. Now, we've got an interesting question here from Ilya.
Yeah.
And thanks for coming back, Ilya. Anyway, he says, Mel or Kurt, is it worthwhile going to these smaller conventions, i.e. selling books, prints, or art? Do you go for exposure? And do you see any uptick in sales or website impressions? I'll let you go first, Kurt.
Yeah.
For me, it's a little different for a writer, I think, than it is for an artist. For me, my main focus is making contacts, getting email addresses from people. Really shows are the way to expand my fan base. As far as making a lot of money, no. My transactions basically go in increments of $5. So when I'm selling issues, I make sales. I generally cover my table. I'll cover my lodging and those things, but generally a show for me is not a big money maker. It's a place where I can connect with potential new fans. I can get my story out there and build on my audience, and hopefully have a more successful Kickstarter on the next one that I run. So I'm a writer. I sell prints and comics. I do get, I got some great stuff from Topper and Mog and On that I was able to sell at my table as well. So that's always extremely helpful. But for me, for a writer, it's going to be expanding my fan base and reaching out to new people.
Yeah, for us, it is worthwhile for us to do some of the smaller conventions. Not too small, but definitely not the. We don't have to do the big ones, right? Like New York, Emerald City, San Diego Comic Con, haven't really done those shows. We did San Diego last year, and that was it, right? And the reason for that is there's a lot of big names that are at the bigger shows. Okay, so that's a lot of artists that we have to like compete with. Okay. Now, when we do the shows, we go there for it for several reasons. It isn't just to sell the books that we've worked on, right? But of course, we're selling art. But we're there to meet publishers, okay? Because it is the publishers that provide us a regular stream of work that allows us to pay our bills. Okay? And however, we also go there to get commissions, because commissions is what actually allows us to make that extra money that we're going to need for to cover additional things that we have to pay for, and to try and build up a savings as well. And the third thing, of course, is to make new customers, build up the awareness of Mog's artwork as well. You know, what makes it a little more difficult for us too is that we're drawing income off of one person who's doing the artwork, because I don't really do art to sell. I do draw, but I don't sell it. So we're dependent on Mog bringing that money in. That way we can pay our bills and so forth. So for us, the answer is yes. It is very, very good for us to do these smaller shows, or even the mid-range shows are much better. Yeah, and we're looking at shows that pull in anywhere from 60 to 100,000 people. Okay, after you get over 100,000, then you start talking like these bigger
Yeah.
shows. You know.
So
And those they're good shows, but it's hard to compete when you've got everybody standing in line for like Jim Lee and some of the other bigger names there. Yeah, it's just hard to compete with those. You're spending hundreds of dollars over there. That doesn't leave you too much more money in your pocket to come on over and spend some money on us. And it's not that we don't like it, but it's just the nature of the beast.
so when you say like small show, it's actually for us it's a mid show, because if it's really small, we don't make much profit or even exposure.
Well, I think Ilya meant, smaller shows compared to the bigger shows, and those mid-range shows are smaller. So in that perspective, yes. Strange Dog comic stuff. Hello, and hello to Larry Donning. Thank you guys for coming on. He's got a question here. Hey everyone, new to the show. What have I missed? Going to need to get that daughter to watch some of the sketch shows. She loves draw and is actually good at it. Yeah, you have to come on here.
How old is she? Because sometimes I swear.
No, but any artist can come on here, and you can always ask questions. We try to look at the comments and answer them just like what we're doing now. Okay, and it's a great way to make contact. We always let everybody know, even at the shows. It doesn't just have to be here. If you got a question about art, she's always willing to help, or if I can answer it, I will answer it.
That would be great.
Yeah.
If I get art questions.
Right. Yeah. So we don't mind that at all. When you're doing something that you love, why would you not want to talk about it? We love to talk about it. Yeah. Yeah. See, and Ilya is right. Yeah. Like compared to New York City.
Yeah.
The bigger shows like that.
If it's too big, like mid-range to independent artists, they tend to get buried. But if it's too small, you just don't exist. So the best one, I feel like, for beginners and mid-range artists is definitely like medium size.
The two is if you're starting out, right, you want to start with a show that's in your neighborhood, so that way you don't travel far, and you're basically just trying to get your feet wet. So you may not even sell anything at those shows, but you want to learn how to talk.
That's the hard part.
Pitches. You want to learn how to present yourself. There's a lot of things to learn before you get to that part of the game where you're really, really pushing your art.
it's really difficult talking part. It's talking is easy, but sales talk is hard. Yeah.
So when Mog and I met, she didn't have that experience, and I was in the industry for I don't know, like 25 years already. So I was bringing that to the table, and that's what's helped her get comfortable with the shows. I had to force her to do everything, but hey, nature of the game. So Larry, your daughter is 12. Has some good worth to show. Okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah. You can always, like if you're on Facebook, send us a message at Mob Park. Always willing to look at the work, critique, and so forth with that. But anyway, so Mog is working on a Vampirilla piece. You can see that it's going to be watercolor.
Yeah.
We are accepting bids of $25 on that. We haven't got the opening bid yet, and we also have a free blank cover that we're giving away if you enter in # EXP SketchUp, just like Larry just did right there. That will put you in the running for the free drawing. And on that, we have Anexi, the main character, cosplaying. Which Sailor character is that?
That's actually Sailor Saturn,
That's Sailor Saturn. Okay.
and it's a mashup with Anexi.
Okay.
That's why she's
I
holding
see.
Luna.
And Kurt. That's Kurt's character that he created, but he probably didn't know that character likes to cosplay because here she is again cosplaying Vampirilla.
She hasn't right. She hasn't made that.
And
That
there
part
is another cat in there as well. Okay.
From Kiki's Delivery.
Okay. Now, if anybody wants this, all you got to do is claim it. Originally, we had it out there for $250 as a special today. With Kurt being in the house, we're going to put it out for like $150. Okay, so you're getting a bargain there on that. Okay. So one of the things too, when we were there in Chicago last year, is a friend of ours that we knew from a very long time that we met at the very first Chicago Con that we went to. That was back in, I think it was like 2017, right? But anyway, so we gave him a visit, and he presented Mog with the Mog.
You're gonna see this.
It literally is called the Mog. So
I couldn't believe it.
this is a car. Well, it's a car, but it's actually a three-wheeler that was made in England, and they made it a three-wheeler because it was a way to get away from the higher taxes with that. And it's actually a popular car that's used in the racing world. But anyway, that car is going to make it into Kurt's next series, Ruxy.
Yes.
So you can tell us all about that, Kurt.
Well, yeah.
I actually, sorry to interrupt, Kurt, but I actually was going to ask Mel, can I open this so I can use it for reference? Because there's many car scenes in the comic. And Mel said, hell no, you're going to keep that as is intact. I'm like, what the F am I doing? I thought this is cool to have it in display like a model so I can actually play around with it, but no. What do you guys think?
He's not going to let you play with the toys.
He was actually smart telling me not to open the package, or should I have opened it?
Well, well, I don't know. I think because the Mog that we're drawing, it's a four-wheeler. I think it's the same manufacturer, but it's a different.
Yeah, you're right about that, Kurt. It is a four-wheeler. They came out with the four-wheeler later on, and it also carries a newer engine. Like I was actually researching a little bit about it. Like they actually still make this car. It is a four-wheeler, and it actually has a BMW engine in it now.
Oh, I didn't know they still made them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Right. But here, check this out. The car is handmade.
What?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And people that order it, that want it, can wait up to 6 years before it gets delivered because it's handmade.
I saw it on sale for like $30,000.
Yeah.
In the US.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably for ones that were like rebuilt or anything. But if you want a brand new one from the Morgan Stevenson company, which is still the same name of the company that builds the car, has a different ownership, but it's still the same company. Uh, they put it out. Okay.
Yeah.
You just don't see much of them, but they're out there. Right.
Well, I
And the
saw.
new cars they make today, they look really good.
Oh, yeah, yeah, and that's a that. Well, that it's funny that that model that you had there, you had it at Fan Expo Chicago last year, and and Mog comes to me and or I'm at your table, I think it was, and Mog's like, "Hey, look, Kurt, here's the Mog," and I looked at it, I'm like, you know what, we gotta work that into the book somehow, and it
Yeah.
was perfect. We found the model from that time period. I think it was off by a few years, but who's checking? But it's gonna work perfectly, into the story. It's gonna be some collateral, and there's gonna it's gonna be a fun part of the story that's coming up
Mhm.
in the next couple pages.
So
yeah.
Kurt, how long did the prohibition last?
It was over. It was the more I look at it, I get deeper into it, and it's surprising. I think it was over 10 years
Yeah.
of
Something about that.
it went well into the 1930s, and
What?
yeah,
Mhm.
it was insane. Although there are other places that I read how the intentions behind it wasn't entirely just a kind of anti-alcoholic fanaticism, although there was that, but there were some good intentions behind it too. Um, People trying to because the liquor companies wielded a lot of power. I don't know entirely the politics behind it, but then the bar owners would grab all their drunkards and bring them down to vote.
Oh yeah, that's
So liquor wielded a lot of power, and these bartenders, they would grab these, they get people all rabble roused up, and then they take them to vote, and
yeah,
that was
What?
had
yeah. But by the
control
carloads.
over the voting process, and that was one of the many things that kicked off prohibition. The idea was there, but the execution, was not. Of course, it created a big illicit business for liquor because people wanted a drink. There's nothing wrong with that, but good intentions, but it kind of an example of bad execution. But it's a yeah. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering. But drugs was not prohibited, right?
Drugs.
No, not at
That
that
was,
time. I
yeah.
don't think it was quite the business.
No, alcohol was the drug at
Yeah,
that time.
yeah. It didn't quite have the
Yeah.
distribution and the
That
popularity
didn't,
that alcohol had.
I'm going to go back to Larry. Larry had a
Oh
pretty
yeah.
good question here that could open up quite a bit, but we'll see where this goes here. He asks, how do you guys feel about the computer style drawings? I've noticed more people doing that. I love the hand to paper art. Just feels more personal, I guess. What do you think about that, Kurt?
Computer style drawings.
Yeah, so I guess people that do like digital art
Oh, digital
compared
art?
to traditional art, right? And
Are you
then
talking
digital
about
art
like?
now can include AI art as well.
Yeah, we talk about AI art. I mean, it's I can't. AI art can be impressive, but I'm a computer guy, so the algorithm, the things behind it are kind of a bit sketchy, because it's basically it's a program that grabs existing art from all over the internet and kind of tweaks it and you know uh, uh, gathers up all these different pieces of art from wherever it can find it on the internet and then kind of crunches it into to an art to a kind of an original piece, you know,
Yeah.
and at first glance it can be impressive at times, but then you start getting into the details. The hands are almost always wrong. You know, it can't get the human joints right. You know, so I don't know. I don't see myself with an AI book or cover, you know, anytime.
Now, for us, we will use AI, okay, but mainly as a tool to kind of like experiment to see how certain things will come out. But we won't use it and put it out and say that's our work. It's mainly a tool just for us to kind of like test something out to see how it would look or feel.
Interesting. Okay.
But that's how what we would do with it. Um, Now, looking at traditional art versus computer art or digital art, my preference has always been traditional. It's what I grew up with. It's what I grew up to like. Um, Collecting comics in the '70s, attending cons, San Diego Con from the '80s, and mainly I look at art. I appreciate the artists that put the hard work into it to crafting their skills and getting it to be where that is for them today. Right. So there's a lot of character and passion that goes into it, and you can after a while you get to learn to read how a person is. You know, from the kind of artwork that they're doing. So it's a lot of telltale signs in the work. It's it's kind of like an almost a biographical work of the artist that you can see in there of them and get a kick out of that. It's hard to get that kind of read when you're looking at computer work, digital artwork, because it's so clean, so smooth, almost akin to how some people like listening to music off a vinyl record. They want to hear the clicks, the ticks, and all that. It's kind of like the imperfections that give it the character and depth. Whereas when you're listening to like a CD or DVD now, it's so clean. And there's nothing else to listen for in there except for the words, the music, and so forth. But it's amazing how some of that can add that kind of character and depth to it. So it's kind of like akin to that. Anyway, so I hope that answers your question there. Let's see, JD's, because I think the Achilles heels of AI art is that it's not copyrightable. Copyright only applies to works by humans, right? And that has
I
been,
don't know. Because if you have prompted it, because you're the prompter, technically you created it.
well, you started the prompt, okay, but you didn't go through the process in creating it because there's a process involved. And it's because of that that the law has actually come down and sided with that and has said that that work is not copyrightable. Okay, now in the courts, that's where it stands.
Yeah.
They haven't said yet how that's going to be enforced or applied or what can the exceptions be. They've just made that ruling. Okay, we've got a long way to go still to see exactly where this is going to land, right? Or how it's going to be treated, looked at, enforced, and so forth. So it might even get overruled. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see.
I
I
think
personally think. Oh, go ahead, Kurt.
I was just going to say they've done that for scripting as well with like
Yeah.
you know the Chat GPT.
Mhm.
Those scripts are not copyrightable, which is going to basically keep
Right. Yeah,
them
same
from
thing with
doing
that.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then now, how's that going to be? Because they want this AI software to write legal documents as well.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah, that's a bit
Yeah.
much. Yeah.
Legal documents are soulless anyway.
But you know what? It might be kind of like okay with that. You know, as long as you can understand. Who cares who wrote it? Who wrote it? I think. But as long as it's okay with the law, because both sides are going to have to like sign off on it. But it's kind of like interesting, like what they're doing. And still, yet that's just a little bit of what the AI is doing. But what AI is really doing out there is a whole lot more, and a lot of it is unknown. But if you do your research, and you're gonna have to like dig deep for some of this. But there's a lot going on in the AI world.
Oh, you're going into conspiracy.
Not conspiracy. You just there's a lot of conspiracy too, but we're not talking Terminator level yet, anyway.
I I think AI art or whatever, just AI itself is kind of used like a calculator. You need something to process fast when you put like 2,768 times like 100, 500, 03 or something like that. And then it will spit it out for you, right? The answer. I see AI kind of like used as a tool, like a calculator.
It is.
So if the society accepts AI art, uh, to be honest with, as an artist, it would be kind of great because it saves me so much time. I can produce more, but I would tweak maybe 20% or 30% at the end. So I would let the AI do 80% of the work, and then 20% I will fix it, and then I put my mark, and then it would become AI slash my work. If society can't accept that part, maybe like I think AI can be used very, very well. But I know a lot of people won't like what I say. So
Or would you be willing to give up that much of your your own signature, your own look to art that you make?
You understand what he's saying?
yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, because I'm the art director, so I know what the outcome is going to look like anyway. I know what I want it to look like. So I will prompt it to that way. And I've actually played with AI for 1 month. And you can actually use your own own artwork so they can emulate and style it like your own artwork. So then the answer would for your question technically would be yes, because if AI can do where I can train it to do it like produce it kind of similar to my style and I tweak it at the end and finish it, then sure, why not? But what I'm saying is probably super controversial. So
Yeah, what you just said actually contradicts what the court's ruling is, and what Kurt has said too. Not made by human hands, no matter like how you prompt it, because you're getting an end result where the AI processed it. And, JD, there's quite a people here. They're saying things here. JD is saying, "I'm not a spam bot that has gained sentience. I promise." What would you say is the quickest way to exterminate all humans? Okay. And then Ilya says, "Not in favor of that, Mog. 100%."
yeah, they just 100%.
Yeah.
Because I think at the end of the day, when people actually put money down for you, they want their money's worth. It has to be of value. So if they feel like you used AI to do it that they could themselves do it, then they're going to end up feeling cheated. So it all comes down to value. So don't
That's
worry,
not the
Ilya.
issue.
I think it is
That's
because
not the issue.
if you want to pay $1,000 for this, you could have done it yourself.
That's not the issue. The issue that people are having is a copyright issue.
It's a copyright?
It is a copyright issue. That's the issue.
I think Kurt's question was, would you be okay if your style is not there or something? Your essence is not there, right?
Right.
That was
You're
the
kind of
question.
giving over, your personal.
You're giving it away.
Yeah. Your
Yeah.
style is being replicated
Yeah.
by something
Oh,
other
it's
than
Exactly.
replicated.
you.
So
You know.
that's why it's a copyright issue.
Then that would be scary, yeah. If
And-
the AI is doing exactly what I'm doing, then I become a mute, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you
I see.
you're erased. You're not credited. Okay. That's what he's
Ah,
saying, and that's what the main issues have been in court.
I didn't think of that.
Right.
Okay.
That's the issues. Okay. Now, on the higher end of things, if you look at it, right, on some of the things I've read where AI is really, really like kind of taking over in some places. Let me just say that in certain tests, AI has come out to where the people that are testing at the AI don't even know how they got the answers. Okay, like when they play chess and so forth. Anyway, but on that note, I want to say hi to Austin. Thank you. I haven't seen you in
Oh
a while,
wow,
so great to see you. But
Austin.
we need to take a little bit of a break here, but we will be right back to continue this discussion and everything else with our special guest, Kurt Zauer. Don't go away. We'll
Please
be
don't
right
go.
back.
Why was Princess Zelda sad after watching a bunch of YouTube videos? She couldn't find a link in the description. We'll stop if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. It's super easy. Click subscribe and click the bell when you do. And thanks for supporting the EXP.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite new show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. There's something for every imagination at your local comic shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com to find a store near you.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form.
Hey, welcome back, everyone. Thanks again for joining us on SketchUp. Now we've got Kurt Zauer, our special guest and a good friend. Mog is working on a Vampirilla, and I believe we've got a bid on that already from Stevie for 25. So if you want to make a bid on that,
Thank you.
you can do that with increments of $5. Okay. Hello, K-pop junkie. Glad to have you here tonight. And we've also giving away a blank sketch cover that Mom drew on earlier and has a Nexie on there cosplaying Sailor Saturn set. And she's holding her little kitty cat there. But if you want to get in on that, just put in #EXP SketchUp into the comments and that'll get you in there. And we've also got a little claim sale going on where Nexie is cosplaying Vampirilla of all characters. You can see that there. Okay, that's regularly at $250. We're doing a $150 special today, just because we got Kurt here in the house. So if you want to claim that, just say claim a Nexie Vampirilla, and that will be yours. Okay. So then we're talking to Kurt, and we were talking about like AI generated artwork and so forth, and some other things that we got going on with it. So hopefully that answers that question. You guys have anything else to say on that? You can go ahead and say so. And we are trying to get to it as quick as I can. Just checking out a little bit here. Okay. All right. So, Kurt, what else? Did we talk about Rexy yet?
We were kind of talking about prohibition.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us what is Rexy about, or tell our audience here what is Rexy about here.
Rutsy is the first spin-off from my main title, Spectrus and Sabanian. It's another supernatural thriller.
Can't hear you, Kurt.
Oh, you can't hear me?
I can hear you fine, Kurt.
I can
Did
hear
your
you
guys'
fine.
sound come up?
I think it's Gmail.
Oh, okay, you got me?
What did you do? Did you mute the TV?
Technical difficulties. Yeah, Ruxy Vampire. It's my first spin-off to the series. It's set in a different time frame, and Mog is doing the interior art for that, and we're coming along nicely. But it's a story about a vampire, a vampiress to be more specific, that wakes up in Prohibition era Chicago. She goes to sleep under duress, so to speak, in London several decades earlier, and when they do wake up, they wake up kind of in this bizarre happenstance that happens in the first few pages of the book, which is a rather bloody opening, which I guess is what I do, but yeah, pretty intense, explosive opening that wakes up Ruxy and her brother Marku. And Ruxy is actually short for Ruxandra, and her real name is Ruxandra Tepesh, and she is the granddaughter. They are the grandchildren of Dracula, Vlad Dracula Tepesh. So, needless to say, they're vampires, and they are a unique breed of vampires. I'm kind of playing with the vampire myths a little bit. There's so many different things that vampires can and cannot do, or lots of silver and crosses and invitations inside, and sunlight and crosses and all those different things. So I'm mixing that up a little bit with these vampires, kind of to make it a little more unique, a little more interesting. They're going to be a bit tougher than a typical vampire, but they don't have all the all the fun things that vampires can do. But they will definitely be they're a unique breed, and they're triplets too. So it's going to be Marku and Ruxy wake up together, but their triplet sister is they had a terrible falling out with, and they are not friendly with, and she just might be trying to hunt them down. So it's going to be strange and fun, and quite a bit lighter than the Spectrus and Sabanian, a little bit lighter in tone, but still going to be very action packed, and moments of touches of horror here and there, but a lot of fun, and definitely looking forward to issue number 1. We're gonna hopefully get that up on Kickstarter in the fall sometime.
How many pages is that first issue going to be?
That's actually a good question. I think we're up to 32 right now.
Wow.
The ending is still in flux. It's going to be a short ending. It is going to be tied in loosely with Spectrus and Sabanian. So you might see them in issue 1, but newcomers to the series will still be able to get into it and understand what's going on. So yeah, it's definitely not about Anexi or Sabanian, but you might see they might be involved in the story here and there. So.
Okay, let me excuse me while I fix my hearing aid.
Oh, okay. All right.
Good one, Ilya. All right. I'm glad to hear that you got your gin piece there. And yeah, so we've got more here. Anyway, if you guys want to win that Vampirilla piece that, uh, or bid on the Vampirilla piece that Mog has there, we've got a bid of $25 already. We are accepting bids in $5 increments, so you can bid on that if you like. And just like Jewish Dragon did, if you want to get in on the free drawing today, which is actually on a blank sketch cover. Uh, it is an XC playing Sailor Saturn with a cute little cat. Just put in #EXP SketchUp on there. And then we've got a claim sale going on here for the Nexi playing cosplaying Vampirilla. If you want that, it is $150. Just go ahead and claim that in the comments as well. Okay. And so for this first cover on Ruxy, Kurt, how many covers are you planning to have on that so far? What other artists do you have lined up for that?
It's that's tricky because
Ooh, if you're trying to keep it a secret, you don't have to say it, but
because I love people complain blah 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 too many covers, but you know what, I love them. I love lots of covers, so there's going to be probably quite a few. I've already got one from MR Gunn. I've got one from Hedwin Zaldivar. I have one from Psycho-san, which is the fun one that's up on Kickstarter already on the preview page.
Right.
I just talked with another guy today, Francisco Tomaselli, who's done some books for Image, and he's done, I think, some DC stuff too. He's done White Ash, Power Rangers, Spawn.
Mm-hmm.
So he and I just started. We initiated contact and we got things started today. So yeah, and I'd like to get a cover from your friend. I got his name here somewhere.
Well, from are you talking about Lewis or On?
Yeah, probably either one of those. Yeah, I haven't talked to On yet, but Lewis, and this one's going to be a tad racy, so to speak. Oh no, what happened?
Okay,
in that case, still got me?
Probably, I mean, both are good, but I think
Hello?
Lewis might do that.
Did you lose me?
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, you might be thinking
Audio.
of Lewis.
Okay,
then,
sorry.
If you want to go racy. Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello. Can you hear us? We can.
Oh, you can hear me. Okay, I can't hear you, but yeah.
You can't hear us?
Louis Bravo, right?
Okay, yeah, from Lewis. Okay.
Yeah, I think he.
I
said
was just
he wanted
talking to Lewis
get in on the cover
today,
as
so
well.
he'll be happy to
Why
hear
can't I
that.
hear you guys?
Yeah.
You guys go ahead. Let me figure this out.
Okay, so while he's figuring that out, once again, Mog is working that Vampirilla. So if you want to place, we already have a bid of 25 from Stevie. If you want to place a bid on that, we are taking bids of $5 increments. Okay, and you can. I can get this loose again. You can claim this for $150. Just say so in the comments, and if you haven't done so already, #EXP SketchUp. That'll get you in the running for this Nexi cover. Okay, this is also the first issue of Spectrus and Sabanian, and you can. I don't know if I can show that to you so you can see the artwork in here. And remember how I was saying that, how Kurt writes, it's not as wordy as some of the other people that come in here where you see like these big speech bubbles and so forth, right? And art there is beautiful. So you got to look at that. Can you hear us now, Kurt? Not yet. Austin, you can put that pound sign anywhere. So yeah, because we'll pick it up and it'll get in there. So yeah. And so whether you're on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, or Facebook. Yeah. And we're okay. Looks like Kirk has left the scene, and he will restart, and we'll come right back. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask now while we wait for Kirk to come back here. And Austin is saying, I hear more like hashtag vampire attack. Yeah, it is a vampire attack night with that. Vampires are in the house. Yeah. And Bernard, if you're still around, uh, we will be mailing that hardcover to you that you won last week.
Oh, gotcha.
I've already sent the information to David, so thank you for coming back and filling that form up. And yeah, can you hear us now, Kurt?
Yeah, I gotcha. I'm not
Okay.
sure what happened there, but we had a
Oh,
momentary lapse.
sometimes
There we go.
that happens to the best of us. I know I've had my share.
All right, yeah, I gotcha.
All right, so Yoga is saying, no, hold the color cover up close to the camera and for 5 seconds. Okay, so I'm thinking this is what you mean. If I give you a good look at it. There you go. Let me take it out of the, how you don't get the glare. See if you can see it better this way. Again, this is for issue 1 of Spectrus and Sabanian. That's on here.
That's cool.
Okay. Kurt, what if they want to get the other issues like 2, 3, and 4? Can they still get that from you?
Oh, definitely. It's on my website, kgcomics.com.
Mhm.
I'll
Okay, do you still have all the covers that Mog has done?
I do. I have titled and textless, the virgin covers that are available. I also have, we've got some of these gorgeous metallic covers.
Oh yeah. Okay.
So, yeah, these turn out really well. These are
A
from
little hard to see, but with the amount of detail and color that Mog has put into those covers, they are beautiful in those metallic virgin covers.
Yeah.
I love those.
Yeah.
They came out really great. Yeah. So if you guys want to get that, you can head over to kgcomics.com. Okay. And JD, if you can show those 3 covers that Mog did, you can take a look at that. Now, these are all designed in a tarot card format. So that's issue 2 right there. That's a Nexi there with the demon. And that's issue 3. Okay. You see the demon's hands, and here's, you see the demon hands there, and there you get, that's number 4, issue 4. That's my favorite cover.
Yeah,
that's being displayed in a gallery starting this weekend in LA that will be up there for a month.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you guys want any of those comics, or and you want to check out like what Kurt also has, kgcomics.com. Head over there now and place your order.
Oh, and if you're, I'm gonna fit one more plug in.
Yeah.
If you like the T-shirt.
Oh, there you go.
That I'm wearing. You can go to TeePublic and go to teepublic.com/user/kgcomics, and all of Mog's covers, I believe, are up there. If you want to get it on a T-shirt, so
there you go.
Along with some other cool images from the books. So.
And if you ever are able to catch Mog live or somewhere, anything at a show, definitely should sign them for you. And that her signatures are always free. I don't care what you do with them, but but they're free.
And
Oh,
no,
just have
could you
to-
lower this volume? That's when my mic is. The TV volume has to be lower.
there it is.
Is it lower?
Mhm.
Okay. And if you get a signature from me and Mel is happens to be there, you'll give me a kiss and a hug for free.
I try to make it big and wet.
With tongue.
No tongue.
You said big and wet.
Yeah,
Oh,
that doesn't mean there's tongue. Sorry. I reserve that only for my special people.
oh.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
tongue. No tongue. No tongue.
Tongue
no.
costs extra.
No. There's- it's not for sale.
Wow.
Yeah. So Kurt, what? Let's see, I had a question here that I wanted to ask you.
Oh, and
What are? Do you
go ahead.
do you collect comics still, or what?
Oh, yeah.
Do you pick up anything?
Yeah, I'm right now. I'm really into actually my whole. I've cleaned up quite a bit,
Uh-huh.
but there's still a big mess here. Yeah, I'm following X-Men right now. The whole Fall of X thing I think is really cool. The Krakoa society and
Krakoa,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah, and right now also Peacemaker Tries Hard is really funny. It's really well done. That's a lot of fun. What else have I been reading?
But has the X-Men been your favorite book?
It's since high school. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I've
so
always
that is
been.
going way back.
Yeah, I've always been. I've got a few. Mutant Massacre. I've got a few. I got a few old issues still from the early '90s.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, really, I'm sold on X-Men right now. That's kind of my biggest title that I'm collecting. But
Okay.
Peacemaker's really good. There's one by Image right now called World Tree, which is kind of a
Right.
tech. Yeah, that one's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that one. Everybody talks about that one.
Yeah.
Now, what about some of the other independent books that are kind of like similar to what you do? Do you support any of the Kickstarters that are out there as well?
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I'm.
What are your favorites? What do you like?
I don't know. Does Lady Death count?
Yeah, Lady.
Yeah. Lady Death is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Lady Death is fun. I've been getting Mog's books that she does with Rob.
Okay.
Or Snowpaw, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
I just.
And because now Brian Pulido is getting ready to put out Chaotica. We got the notification for that. That's coming out in about 30 days or so. And Chaotica is the daughter of Vampirella.
Okay.
But she's going into a very completely different storyline that carries her into a different world or dimension. So it's going to be interesting to see how Brian treats that character.
Mm.
Yeah, that's right. Creative Keep Snowpaw is sold. You can look for that coming out later this year as well. Yeah, but I'm actually liking the book by Charlie Stickney, Valerian, right, which is a spin-off from his other title. So that's one book I do like. I'm waiting for the next issue on that. Hopefully, you can get to that soon. And then Boston Metaphysical Society, I also like that as well.
Yeah, that one.
So that's those are two other ones that I like besides your book and Rob's Snowpaw book as well.
I've seen. I'll have to check that out. The Boston Metaphysical. I saw it. I saw it advertised, but I'll have to.
It's kind of like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen kind of book, kind of. in that. So if you like that, um, the kind of characters they deal with, and Old England, and kind of like a bit of a steampunk world, which I do like. Um, yeah, then that's one that like you can check into. And seeing Creative Keep writes, I picked up some original snowplow work from Mog at the Comic Bug at Manhattan Beach a while back. Was it? Oh, that was you.
Manhattan.
Okay, yeah, I remember that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
thank you for coming by. Yeah, and,
thank you.
we'll probably be back at the Comic Bug next year again. I'm not sure exactly what. Probably that was for Asian Invasion, and we'll probably be there for that. Comic Bug is also a good sponsor. They actually sponsor us to get over to LA Comic Con, and we'll be there because of them this year in December. So if you guys are around there, definitely would like to see you. We see Austin down there all the time, so and we actually look forward to seeing him, and along with everybody else. So thank you guys for all that love and support. But yeah, so those are some of the independent books that we like. If you guys have some that you guys like, feel free to drop them in the comments. I'm always willing to hear what everybody else is getting into, so that gives me an idea what I can check into, because there is a ton of stuff to go through there. Yeah, it's Asian Invasion is a cool thing. That was started up by Christy Shin. We actually had the first one in NorCal uh, last month, I think it was. Yeah, last month in August, and that turned out to really well. So we're hoping that this is something that continues and grows. The events are free, and you get a lot of cool artists that are there. Stevie B writes, Mog went with the Detroit Blue to start, and it was good luck for them tonight. Ah,
Oh, is it NFL?
uh, no.
Somebody's playing football. What's going on?
Detroit Blue to start. Yeah, you may want to explain that a little bit to her, Stevie B. NFL opening night. Okay, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Okay.
We're all geeks.
So
We
I
don't
think that
know.
Detroit is winning. Hopefully, that's a good
Yeah,
thing. Yeah. I'm a
guys,
Raiders fan myself. What about you, Kurt? Do you follow football?
not at all.
Yes and no. I watch the Packers. That's about it, really.
Yeah, yeah.
I watch the
Yeah.
occasional game.
Well, I got some hopes for the Raiders, so I hope they turn out better this year. So, but we'll see. It's just starting. But anyway,
Can I?
yeah.
The
Yeah, Mark
Ilya,
has something to say. Go ahead.
you mentioned about the blue, back
Detroit.
how
Okay.
it started with blue and then it's layering. Yeah. So guys, when you look at me doing the initial work, you will have no idea how it's gonna come out. And this is one of the example. So have some faith. It's gonna be pretty good. Trust me. Oh, the creative kid said he got the hug, but no kiss. I think he wanted a kiss from you, Mel. So
From
creative
me?
kid, keep. This is a new thing we're doing. So next year on, if you see, you buy, then Mel will give you a hug and a kiss.
I have no idea what she's talking about.
Remember we were talking about if you come over to us and then if you buy, like Kurt's or
Oh,
Roxy and stuff.
okay. I'll give you a hug, but no, I don't think I want to do the kissing thing.
Air kiss. Air kiss.
No.
They're all excited. Look, they're
Yeah,
so excited. They all want it.
you guys can pucker up and kiss each other. I'll have fun watching that. I'm pretty sure there's some other guys that hang out with us that wouldn't mind either, but I'm just not one of them. Yeah, sorry. My hugs and kisses are reserved for Maud, whether she
Oh,
wants to or
please.
not.
Just take him away.
All right. Okay. All right. And so, Kurt, what is on the horizon for you? Do you have any more cons left to do this year?
Oh yeah. Oh, I've got. Let's see. Later this month, I've got Bizarre Bazaar, which is a fun little show in Indiana that I've done for the past few years. I've got a good relationship with them, and it's it's one of those nice little 1-day shows where I can go set up, do the con, and come back the same day. So it's a lot of fun. And then I've got let's see here, Days of the Dead, which is another one that's very close by. It's a horror convention. I've kind of eased back on horror conventions for a while, but we'll see. I'm going to give it another try.
Yeah, we haven't done any of those horror monster shows ourselves. I'm not sure if we would do well, and that's why I haven't really given it a try.
Yeah, I did. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I did Days of the Dead. I've had one good show there, and then COVID hit, and it was kind of a crummy show. And then I skipped a year, and I had a friend of mine say you should do it again. I had a buddy that said he did well, so I'm going to give it another shot this year. And it's real close. And then Grand Rapids Comic Con, which has actually been my best show. Last year was my best show ever. So I'll be back there this year, and then wrapping it up in Madison for another 1-day show in Madison, Wisconsin.
Man, I wish I could do Madison. I actually like Madison.
Madison's a great town. I went to school there. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, so do I. When we used to live in Illinois, I loved going to Madison, and we made it kind of like a monthly trip for Mog and I to go to, because for one, that was the only place we could find an Asian grocery store so we could get our Asian food and ingredients.
Until we found Chicago.
Yeah, well, when we got to Chicago, that was a different story. So back then we were living in Janesville, which is just south of the state, right? And we weren't exactly in Illinois, and didn't really know the area that well. But knowing what I know now, I think I would go ahead and travel to Chicago from Janesville. Right now, after that, we did move to Rockford, which I liked a whole lot better. Not saying that Janesville was bad, but Rockford had a little more going for it, and it was closer to Schaumburg as well, so it was easy to get to Schaumburg during the weekends to just to go eat someplace nice and watch the movie, and go to the. I love going to the. What was it? The comedy club that was there at the mall.
Chicago Improv.
Yeah.
I'll pay attention to that. Yeah, but yeah, those are fun places. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and take our last break. But in the meantime, don't forget to hit that follow button. Help us increase our followers, and then we'll have another big giveaway of stuff for you guys for you to increase your collection. And if you want to bid on that drawing that Mog is working on, the winning bid so far is $25. Anything from $30 on up is good to go ahead and take that bid over. You want to win the blank sketch cover, #EXP SketchUp. That'll get you in the running for that. Or you can claim the other blank sketch cover, where next is playing cosplaying Vampirilla. You can just say claim Vampy sketch cover, something like that, and that'll get that for you. But anyway, don't go away. We'll be right back with Kurt Zauer.
Join the party. Head over to our link tree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time. What if Hans Gruber from Die Hard had to battle the Joker from Batman the Animated Series in a dance battle? Or who would win in a race between Baby from Baby Driver and Snidely Whiplash? If Austin Powers and Shrek found themselves in a hot dog eating contest, who would emerge victorious? These are the questions we talk about on Nerd Killer Warfare. Debate the most absurd questions you've ever heard in popular culture. Register now by scanning the QR code or visiting bit.ly/EXP casting.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page, there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop. Visit comicshoplocator.com today.
Welcome back, everyone. We have Kurt Zauer in the house. This is we're going into our last segment here, and I saw a question here in the comments regarding payment. We do take PayPal, Square, Venmo. We can do all that. So yeah, go ahead and bid away. Oh, thank you, Ilya. We've got a bit of $30 on the Vampirilla. Or do we have something more than that? Let me know if something I didn't catch.
Awesome.
If you're the high bidder, I'm about to go download these apps. Get good times. There you go, Larry. If you want to do PayPal, there's nothing to download there. You just pretty much pay it to Mog's email, which we will give you if you turn out to be the winner for that. And don't forget to go to kgcomics.com. Get your Spectres and Companion from Kurt Zauer. Support him because he also supports us. So you're helping like a couple families by doing that. Okay. And don't forget to fill out that magic form if you are the winner on this. JD, if you can verify who the high bidder is on that, let us know. If you are the high bidder, just go ahead and let us know. Okay, there we go. I was going to try and resist tonight. Okay, so Stevie B has got it in at 40 right now. So he went over Ilya on that Vampirilla. And we're in a little bit, we're going to go see who the winner is for the blank sketch cover that Mom did earlier. Put in #EXP SketchUp in the comments. That will get you in the running. Okay. And Robin says, puppy. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. Kurt's little puppy dog.
Zoe's going to join us for the last segment here.
What's his name?
This is Zoe. She's tired. Yeah. She's had a long day of napping and barking.
Okay. And Stevie B writes, he bids 3 cups of kibbles for the dog.
Stevie, that's too cheap. You need to give like 3 cups worth of Wagyu, grade A.
Nothing would.
That's not even much at all.
Away, never.
3 cups of Wagyu. Wow. That's still going kind of cheap, I think.
Larry, yeah, I'm definitely happy to sign any books.
There you go.
Yeah, not a problem at all.
Mm-hmm. Well, and if you guys ever wanted to like send stuff over here to Mog, you can go ahead and reach out, and we can tell you how to do that. We don't mind doing that as well, right?
Huh?
Giving a free signature,
Oh,
right? On anything you do, what? Yeah, because it's something that I believe in giving back, right? So I don't want to ever charge for signatures if I can help it. Sometimes I know there's going to be a situation where signatures are gonna have to be charged for, and that's probably going to be at a time where I won't have control of it. Okay. But if I can help it, signatures are always going to be free. That is my philosophy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think there's a question from Ilya.
Okay, regarding the claim? If I claim, can I pay next week? Yeah, that's fine, Ilya, because I still haven't mailed what you got last week. Okay.
Oh, that was Ilya?
Yeah,
I really like that piece. Yeah.
I know.
Oh, show the people.
Sure, what?
Do you have it here? Oh, it's here.
Oh, the piece from last week. Oh yeah, so
It
here you can.
was binary.
Here.
So,
Wanna give it to me?
oh,
I can
yeah.
show it.
I think Mel will show it.
So this is what Mog did last week. It's actually
No, that's
this is Kitty Pride and
3 weeks
Lockheed,
ago.
right? That's one that
Underwater.
she put up last 2 weeks ago. This is what she did last week, binary, which I think came out really good.
Yeah, that's
Really
cool.
like how that binary came out. Okay. So Ilya's got 50 on the Vampirilla. Coming back on that. Thank you for that. Okay.
So, Kurt, yesterday we saw a somewhat horror movie by M. Night Shyamalan.
The guy who did The Sixth Sense.
Right.
Shyamalan, okay. It was
Shyamalan,
about old.
It's called Old. Have you
Yeah.
seen that?
No, that one I didn't see. What did you think?
It was kind of fun, but the concept was interesting because you go into this remote beach, and there's only like a narrow tunnel you have to go through, and then I think every hour equates to 7 years or something like that.
Every hour?
Oh,
Every hour. So
Okay.
but the thing is, they try to get out of the tunnel, but you get this severe blackouts every time you do. It's like a huge magnetic shield just like blocking you. So there's no way out. And everybody around you is slowly aging. I mean, not slowly, very vastly aging fast. Yeah.
wow. Okay. Yeah, I saw the trailer and yeah, I got the basic concept for it. I don't know.
It's not something that I think is the best, but it was kind of interesting. Yeah.
But do you like horror, Kurt?
Oh yeah.
Oh, he loves horror. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. But I just wanted the audience to hear that.
I'm not a blanket, the slasher stuff, but I'm definitely a supernatural horror guy. So,
Really?
Okay.
Didn't you
So what is
say?
your favorite supernatural movie
Yeah.
or horror, in that genre?
honestly, Evil Dead Rise that just came out this year was really good. It
Mhm.
was.
Really? What's it about?
There's a whole Evil Dead series that was started years
Yeah.
ago. It was always kind of over the top, and it was almost horror comedy. Just a lot of fun with Bruce Campbell, who's, I don't know if you know the actor, but he's kind of this
Yeah.
over the top guy. Really, really great, funny guy. But they're continuing the series, and this one was not. He wasn't in it. But it's kind of about evil spirits that possess you and do awful things, and it's just it was
Can you
just
tell?
very- Pardon me?
If you get possessed, can you tell?
Oh yeah, everybody can tell because it's gross and terrible.
Mm.
But yeah, Evil Dead Rise is a lot was a lot of fun. Very kind of grueling, but well done, well shot too, just great visually. Um, but yeah, the boomstick, right? There's the Evil Dead has kind of hills and valleys when it comes to comedy. The third Evil Dead movie was almost straight comedy, with just bits of horror. But
Does it explore like the depravity of human beings, what they can do to each other?
I don't think there's any really big message in the Evil Dead movies. There's it's mostly it's mostly just kind of grueling horror with bits of comedy. There was a Ash versus Evil Dead series.
Right.
They did a season of shows with Bruce Campbell, and it was a great series. It was a lot of fun. So it's one of those few. It's very unique in that it blends horror and comedy at the same time.
Yeah, but it's like JD wrote on there that the first Evil Dead was straight horror, it was some serious horror when it first came out, that very first one, and then it took a different turn in the second, where it got comedic, and it kind of carried from there. But but it's still kind of like a franchise where it's got a good leg to stand on, and they've got that a couple series out on it as well. And I just want to clarify a couple things here from what I'm reading here. Stevie, the Kitty Pryde is yours, and I'll get to you on that. But you can tell by the way how Mog is working on the Vampirilla. Now the thing is that she's not going to finish it by the end of this show, okay? But this just kind of gives you an idea of like what they will look like once she's done with it. All right. So, but we've got $50 on that right now from Ilya on the Vampirilla, and we've got a few more minutes before we run the wheel to see who wins the blank sketch cover of actually playing Sailor Saturn.
Is it like Cronenberg?
No, Cronenberg's very much like straight like body horror. I do like he did a great movie called Dead Ringers, which was great. But and he did The Fly, which everybody knows.
Yeah.
But no, Evil Dead is very much straight, kind of relentless. Just relentless balls to the wall horror. I mean, it's just one thing slamming you with the next, and then another thing, and then another thing. At least, especially Evil Dead Rise. There was I think maybe one or two actual attempts at humor, but no, that was kind of an endurance run, that one. But it set up. It was very good in that it would give you a scare, and then also at the end of that it would set up the next scare, and you knew it was kind of coming, but you didn't know when or how, so it ratcheted up the suspense as well. But it was fun. It was a fun movie.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as far as other ones like The Ring. The Ring is another one of my favorites. Boy, that scared me when I saw it in the theater. Oh yeah, that terrified me.
Yeah, I couldn't use the restroom.
I'm sorry, but for me that movie was just funny. I couldn't stop laughing when I was watching it.
Really, you couldn't get into that?
But that doesn't mean that I don't like horror, because tell you, I watch a lot of horror stuff. and a lot with a lot of horror, a lot of it is like B-rated, but I still watch it. My favorite horror movie is, of course, I like the classic Halloween. because that just got you thinking, when the hell is this kind of guy just stop getting up? The other one that I like is 13 Ghosts.
Okay, yeah.
That one I really like too. But those are a couple of my favorite ones. The
Yeah.
Japanese horror, like including like the Grudge. I don't know. I just laughed at him. I don't know. I think maybe because everybody got scared, like the way how she was like walking on the stairs and stuff. But to me, it was just funny. So,
Okay, yeah. No, yeah.
yeah.
Maybe it's not your genre. Who knows?
Not that stuff. I mean, but I do like horror in some ways.
You know,
Yeah.
The Korean horror movies are pretty good.
Like
But they're
what?
more like a bit.
They did Train to Busan was.
Train to Busan was interesting. I wouldn't say that was like good horror to me, but it was interesting to see how the characters. You see them how they react like in the beginning, and then how they are later on in the movie. I thought some of the transitions that happened there was kind of like interesting. Thanks, Elia, for that claim. Because he just claimed the other blank sketch cover. Okay, so thank you for that.
Have you seen? I think Netflix might still be showing it. The Witch Part 1 Subversion.
I'm not hearing you too well, Mog.
have you seen The Witch Part 1 Subversion? I think it's on Netflix.
No, I've seen a movie called The Witch, but not.
It's pretty good.
Okay.
It starts slow
Yeah.
and it's supernatural. Well, does telepath count as supernatural?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is?
Mhm.
Okay. Telepath, telekinetic powers, stuff like that. But they do. It's like there's a girl that escapes from this facility, and then years pass, and then things slowly start to reveal. But the end, like, it changes into a crazy action, and it's so good. Yes, thank you.
Oh,
That's it.
okay.
It's so good.
That's
I
on
love
Netflix.
Yeah, I think it was still showing on Netflix. I definitely recommend you to watch it.
Did I watch that?
Yes, even though you said this is so boring, but you did not fall asleep, which means it's that good. If you didn't fall asleep the whole time, then you're like, wow.
Okay, but was I working?
No, you were just sitting down like a dead zombie.
I must have been tired because I don't
No.
even remember watching it.
Yeah. And then they created, it was so popular, they created a sequel to that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, The Witch Part 2.
Is that Korean or is that?
Yeah, it's Korean.
Okay.
I don't really like Part 2, but a lot of people kind of are okay with it because The Witch was so good that they're willing to watch Part 2 to see where it goes. Yeah. But
Okay, so we're gonna have that drawing in about a minute. So if you haven't done so, put in #EXP SketchUp, and that will get you in the running there. Okay, and kind of was reading one of the comments. They were saying that they were laughing at The Exorcist. That's one that was actually scary when it came out. I think I was about 11 at the time, so that was pretty scary for me. There you go. That was from Steve, who wrote that. His reaction to the Exorcist, which I've never heard anybody say before that they laughed at it. So, but you know, I get it because I do laugh at a lot of horror stuff. Yeah. Maybe you forgot Mel because you overdosed on popcorn. Hey, that's a possibility. I do like to eat popcorn late at night. It's a low-cal protein thing to eat.
oh
So,
man.
yeah.
All
All right, #EXP SketchUp. If you haven't done so, we're gonna have that drawing in. How about right now? Are we ready to do that, JD? Let's see who
Let's do
our
it.
winner of tonight is. Here we go. SketchUp. It's almost like ketchup. Dun, dun, dun. And today's winner is ta-da! Oh my God. Jewish Dragons again. You're going to be getting this beautiful sketch cover that Mom did on issue 1 of Spectrus and Sylvanian. Don't forget to go over to kgcomics.com and get issues 2, 3, and 4 with Mom's cover to complete that story so far.
Oh my gosh.
Issues 5 and 6 will be coming out very shortly.
Jewish Dragon is really lucky.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that dragon thing is like working for him. Jewish Dragon is also here in Santa Monica, so he's not too far away. Yeah. Well, congratulations to you.
Who's winning?
Yeah, and thanks to Ilya still has the winning bid on the Vampirlo that Mog is working on, and we still got a few more minutes where you can get the bid in on that. But Ilya has claimed already the second blank sketch cover that we have here of an Exy cosplaying Vampirlo. And we got 60 on the Vampy right now from Ilya,
wow.
so thanks for that. And Austin writes, obviously, Ridge, right, Robin Fuller.
Okay, I have a confession.
Okay,
I have a confession.
all right, it's confession time.
You know when you're young, that's when you remember the scariest movie and TV Forever that's scary?
No.
Oh, come on. Like,
All right, so the very first scary
movie.
movie I watched when I was young, okay, and I'll tell you, right, I was living in Schofield Barracks, in an army base, biggest one they have in Hawaii, and I used to go over to the theaters there because the movies were only $1. It was $1 to make me holla. And what was I watching? I was watching Dracula, starring Vincent Price, and I got a kick out of it because he would in that movie when he would like turn into his really evil self, his eyes would go bloodshot red, right? And the camera would zoom in on it, and all the girls in the theater would be just like screaming and yelling their heads off. I was having fun.
Vincent Price or Christopher Lee?
Christopher Lee, I'm sorry.
Yep,
Yes,
yeah.
I stand corrected. It
The
was
old Hammer movies.
No, we're talking about a movie you genuinely was scared. So that doesn't count. You're just like bragging that you weren't scared. We're talking we're talking about the movie that really genuinely scared you.
Okay, so
When I was a kid, it was Poltergeist.
Yeah.
That
Me?
scared me.
yeah.
Okay, this is the confession. You know what it was? It was
Mhm.
E.T.
E.T. was scary.
My imagination was so active. Everybody was watching E.T., right?
Okay.
And it's about aliens.
Yeah.
And they were dragging me to sit down and watch. And they say, it's not scary, it's not scary. And I just was screaming and throwing tantrums, and I would not touch E.T. until I was in college. Yes.
Wow.
So there.
So
That is my stupid confession.
so I'm going to ask this question.
Yes.
Where did you touch E.T.?
I touched E.T. when I was like 20 or 19.
This was what was it? A toy in a toy store or something?
No, I watched the movie, you dork.
Oh. Okay. All right. Got that cleared up.
Yes. And then the second really scary movie was The It.
Okay.
Okay, so what's yours?
Bad touched.
There's not really much that.
My bad touched E.T.
Oh.
That's why he went home. E.T. went home. He couldn't wait.
Aliens, I think, was kind of scary for me. But again, that was a movie that I had fun with. I actually went to go see that movie 3 times. Okay, in 1 month. That's how much I liked that movie. But each time that I went to go watch it, there were it was for different reasons, and it had nothing to do with the movie. And I'm not going to say what those were, what those are.
You like the girl?
Well, I'm not going to talk.
The way
I'm
they
not gonna,
jumped into your
we're
arms.
not going to talk about it here. Okay, but I like that. 13 Ghosts actually kind of like scared me a bit.
Which one?
13 Ghosts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's gonna be midnight for Kurt, so
Yeah.
you gotta let him sleep.
Yeah, and yeah, so congratulations to Ilya for claiming the blank sketch cover and for getting the high bid on this other
I think
vampire.
Jewish Dragon won the
And Jewish Dragon won the
blank sketch.
blank sketch cover. Okay,
Congratulations.
but Ilya claimed this one.
Yes.
Okay, so thanks again, and stay tuned with us next week when we have Frank Martin, and we'll be reviewing another scary book that's called Hospice. And
Oh,
I've just finished reading that first issue. I'm not gonna say that I was scared, but it did remind me of some of the stuff I read out of PC Comics back in the 80s. And I think some of you guys might like this, right? So, again, I want to thank Kurt for being on the show. It's always good to hang around and have you with us, and we'll be seeing more of you before the year is over, right? So we'll contact everyone who has won and tell you how to proceed with that. Thanks again, guys, for joining us. And
Thanks for having me.
Yes.
Yeah. Don't forget.
I have something to say.
Yes, quick,
Sorry.
because we're over.
I feel sorry for a creative keep because it was Phantasm. That was a horrible movie. So I empathize with him.
Okay, right. Okay, and I stand corrected on that. You said he's got 60, but 65. We have a bit of 65 from Stevie B for the vamp. Okay, thank you very much, guys, for getting that clarified.
Thank you.
And you guys all have a wonderful good night. Thanks for coming again, and please watch us next week. All right, take care.
All right. Have a great night.
Do you remember what it was like when you were a little kid and you got a letter in the mail? Now imagine that letter was filled with information about your favorite shows, pop culture questions, links to things you're going to want to see later, and even sneak peeks at upcoming programming here on The Experience. That's what the EXP mailing list is. Every week, we send you sneak peeks, information, and all of the relevant links for all of the shows you want to see. Sign up now on our website or scan the QR code that's on your screen right now.